I think initially what I thought, there was actually a bit of a misunderstanding.
Maybe you want to tell us like how is to trade someone else's money.
It's $5,000, and you're not digging ditches.
So again, Chris, thank you for being here and give everyone the chance to hear your story with Trading Busters. Like I said, it is going to be an interesting interview because uh, in the beginning, after you join us, after you made a decision to join us, you start having some doubts, especially when you saw that you need to do some homework and you cannot get over them or and all these things. But in the end, we've been right, let's say, and that was a very good thing because now you are making some good profits.
Yeah.
So, Chris, tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your story life, what you have been, what you have doing before, where you are from, how old are you, what you're doing at the moment, some information about yourself, because this is important. Maybe some other people that are watching us are in the same place where you've been in the past or where you are at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, I live in West London. So got a young family, two kids, 9 and 7. And I guess going back a bit, I sort of, did the whole, university graduate scheme at a large company sort of route, and for quite a few years ran, some major IT contracts with, some IT outsourcing businesses, mainly to UK central government. And I kind of just got a bit fed up of doing that and decided I wanted to set up my own business. And so kind of quit my job and did that. So I had the opportunity to sort of go ahead and do it. And at that point, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I've kind of been in and out of a whole load of different business models, including trading from quite a long time back. And I've touched, I've been involved in e-commerce in various ways, shapes, or forms, and to various levels of success. Um, did professional sports betting for as a sort of sideline as well, which is actually very similar to the concepts you teach in terms of building an edge, and actually was very successful at doing that until the point that it became not scalable anymore, because it's very easy to be the UK bookmakers, but very quickly you get your account suspended if you win too much, and then you start having to bet in the Asian markets where they're a lot sharper and the odds are a lot more accurate.
Okay.
And that just became a lot more difficult to sort of maintain any edge, and so I kind of gave that up at one point. And yeah, I was doing trading on the side, probably as far back as kind of 2016, something around there. So I joined a program here in the UK, which, the numbers all seemed to stack up, and I followed the instructions and did that all religiously for a full 12 months, and at the end of it had as much money as I started with, which is okay, I suppose, in trading,
Yes,
but
it's
a
better.
lot of people do worse. But
It's okay. It's okay that you didn't lose, but of course, if you don't make money in trading, you still lose money because you didn't make it. So,
exactly, yeah. And that was, a good hour of time investment at 10 o'clock every night, to come out with nothing at the end of it. So I've always sort of had, given that background, an interest in it, but never really found, a sort of sustainable method to do that. So in my day-to-day life now, I run a marketing agency. We help local businesses get improve their online presence and save time with automation and all that sort of thing. But I've always still just had an interest in trading, so I kind of joined some of your signals programs back at, I guess, probably August, September last year, something like that. But didn't really have the capital to trade, and then then decided to give your mentoring program a go.
great, great. Chris, sorry, how old are you, Chris?
41.
41. All right, many welcome. So, Yeah, so basically you are not new into trading. Let's say like this. Uh let's start from the beginning. Let's say, how did you discover first trading busters? I mean, like, you started with the probably buster signals, like almost everyone started when it was like monthly subscription, 3 month subscriptions, and so on. Most of the people that are in the mentoring program right now, they started there. They saw the value there,
Yeah.
and so on. Of course, you also need capital. In trading, there are two big problems in trading: consistency, like being consistent, profitable, and also have the capital to trade with. Because one without the other one is not really gonna work. I mean,
No.
like, even if you are consistent, profitable, if you don't have enough capital to trade, you will make money management mistakes,
Yeah.
because you need to increase the risk in order, to build something, to make some money, because that's the whole point why we are trading. All right, it's not for fun, it's not for passion, is we want to make money.
Yeah.
So if you have a small capital, you cannot really respect any money management rules. So most of the time, even if the traders, maybe so many that are watching us are in your position right now, even if you are consistent profitable, because you don't have enough capital, you are forced to increase your risk, and in a negative strike, you're gonna blow up your account, and that's the rat race. So
Yeah.
definitely also need a capital. Of course, it's also a problem if you have a lot of capital and you have no idea how to trade. It's the same situation, even worse, because you're going to lose more money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't work one without the other one. And that's why you saw here in Trading Busters. I'm not just teaching you how to trade, but also offering the capital to trade with in order to solve these problems from the beginning. So we will discuss further up about this. But let's start at the beginning. Like, how did you discover me in the first place? A lot of members discovered me through an ad. It's a
Yeah.
very special
I
ad.
think it was probably a YouTube ad.
All right, so that was interesting ad. So those guys really made a good job. Uh, all right, and can you tell me a little about the process after, let's say, you saw that ad?
I
After some
joined Buster
time.
Signals initially. I think that was probably the one that I signed up for. Um, to be honest, I didn't actually trade it every day. Again, it was just a sort of time thing, and so I didn't actually use it very much. And then I hopped on one of your webinars that you did. I think it was probably the first one that you. I don't know if you've
It
done
was
one
the only
before.
one. So
The only one, was it?
it was
Okay.
the only webinar that I did. It was for the free community members. Just I wanted to see how they are seeing this and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
on. All
And
right.
no, it really, a couple of things on there really resonated with me. Particularly the trading a flat position size as opposed to as a flat percentage. In terms of how
All right.
that flatten softens the risk curve over time. Um, and there was a couple of other things in there as well. I mean, the sort of the edge and the consistency and doing the same thing every day. I kind of already understood that, and the fact that you traded in that way is probably what attracted me to your style of trading in the first place. But that was it was I think that was the main takeaway that I sort of had from that, and I thought, oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I've not heard that before.
Okay, great. So what problem did you initially want to solve then? Like, Chris? I mean, you've been trading before.
Yeah.
What did you initially want to solve when you joined the mentoring program? I mean, like,
I think it was because I've been in and around it, but never successful at it. It's just always been at the back of my mind that there is something here if you get the right process and the right system. And so I was just open to that possibility, and I just think it'd be as much as anything, I just think it's quite cool to
all
be able
right, so
to make money in that way.
okay, that's enough, because like after we are speaking about like 10 minutes, and from how I see you is that you are the type of action person. Like, this is what I'm seeing right now. Like, you say something about your past and so on. So if you want something, you get into it. All right. I like this type of mentality because I am this type of person, you know.
Mm.
Like first step for success is actually to take action, you know. I know so many people that, you know, that story, I will do it. I need more time. I need to think about it. I need to do this and that. And in the end, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
All right, because every time something come out, even worse, sometimes even something better come out, you know, and they start the thinking process again. Oh, I need to wait again, and until they are that close to take a decision, something better maybe come out and start the process. So, like what I'm seeing in you is that you are the person that okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I think it helps that I've done quite a few online training programs. I mean, that's been my route to go from employed person to business owner and operating a business. And that journey, there's a massive knowledge gap between the sort of things that you learn at school and all the rest of it to what you actually need to do to operate your own business. So there's been a lot of investment through that period in that time. So I'm not, I'm pretty comfortable with dropping money on online programs at this point, and I'm fairly open to the fact that some are better than others, and some succeed and some don't. And quite often, when they don't succeed, it's actually down to you rather than down to the actual content of the course and the knowledge that's being passed on.
yeah, because I'm saying this even in the past interviews, you know, everyone say that you need to put into the work. So I'm giving you everything you need, even a mentor to work with. But if you don't put the work into it and only rely on the signals, that's not really the way to go. You know,
Yeah,
trading it's more than this. I mean, like it's not just about the freedom that you know you don't have a job and you don't have the money. You know, real freedom, in my point of view, is coming when you are confident enough that you don't depend on me. I mean, like you don't depend on me at all. So it's not
yeah,
just about that. You know, you join, you got the capital, you get access to the signals group, you start making money. You can quit your job, whatever. All right, and but that's not really freedom. You know, the
mm,
fact that you don't have a job and you make money from trading and you can, you know, travel or stay home or spend the time how you want, it's not really the freedom that I'm thinking about. The freedom that I'm thinking about is I will teach you how to trade so you don't depend on me anymore, you know? I mean, like, if I decided to stop the signals, you shouldn't care about this, you know? I mean, like, you have your own thing. So that's the freedom that I want to give to the people from the mentoring program.
yeah,
That's why people need to understand that you also need to put into the work and get at that level. You know, that's even why we don't leave everyone to go just like that to the mentoring program
yeah,
because
yeah.
if you watch it as a movie, you know, you just watch there, then maybe you stay a little bit on your phone, you know, and then you realize that you are at the module 5 and you have no idea what you actually did, you know. So I don't really see any point into this. And I say this many times, from my side, it will be so easy. All right, just give you access and that's it. You know, you paid, you get access. I don't care, you know. But it's not really the way that I want to do things, you know. That's why you have a mentor and you cannot go further if you don't study and if you don't do the homework. Like so many people that are joining after that are getting a little bit pissed about this
Yeah.
because indeed, it's a little bit time consuming. And because you are a business owner, you value time a lot. And maybe when you join and you saw that you need to spend some hours and studying and so on, thinking about, you know, the business where you need to move all the time and you need to do things, maybe you believe that the time that you need to put into it is not really worth it. So maybe you want to tell us a little bit about this, Chris, because you've been one of those type of members that start with this. Like, I don't want to go
That's,
further.
to be honest, I didn't have it. So it's a double-edged sword of having of being the business owner side of things, because you've obviously got a million and one things that you could be doing in the time. So there's an opportunity cost, obviously, to the time that you would spend working through the back testing. But the flip side is that my time is also my own, and I've got complete flexibility over it. So if I can see that there's value in investing time in that thing, then I can invest the time in that space. So my issue wasn't so much investing the time. I think initially what I thought, there was actually a bit of a misunderstanding actually in terms of how the program was set up, because I thought from the first module what we were starting to do right there was to build our trading system from those first modules. And it was only later on that I realized that actually we were just testing the process of back testing. Really, it was about learning the skill of back testing rather than actually providing a foundation for something that we were going to build on further down the line. And so I was probably being a bit more particular and asking more questions, and being a bit more concerned about what was there. And also, obviously, when I think it's difficult when you've got, in some respects, it's easier to come to it having no knowledge of trading at all than having some, because and it's the same with anything, if it's the same with if you want to learn how to do Facebook ads from somebody new, if you'll have experience of having done it someone else, and someone else will have a completely different way of doing it, and then when someone else says, oh yeah, you're meant to do it in this particular way, then you'll be like, well, no, I know because of this and this that actually you should do this and that. Whereas if you just ignored all of that stuff that you had before and then followed the new person step by step, you'd probably end up with as good or a better result. But it's difficult because at the same time you want to build on your experience that you've put down to date as well. So it's just that balance really. And I think one of the things that I was looking at was we were doing, I don't know, 200, I can't remember what the number was, but probably 200 days of, no, not 200 days, but no, I think it was like 20 trades per pair or something like that.
Yeah,
working
that's enough.
system.
So I
Yeah.
know.
Well, no, not my point was that wasn't enough. I was like, well, that's not a statistically significant number. So
all
I
right,
don't
all right.
understand how there's a system that's going to be built off the back of this. And of course, there wasn't a system that was going to be built off the back of this. It was just practice.
Yeah. So okay. So basically, you believe that that's it. So like, I mean, like you're gonna that's the whole thing. And then you saw that basically that was just the beginning. And then the way that I built this mentoring program, I also bought a mentoring program from someone else that basically they build mentoring programs. So it's not just okay, let's do a course. That's it. We record some videos, we put them there. No. So I actually paid someone that is an expert in this industry, like building mentoring programs for big people. And they teach me, they stay with us, and we build a mentoring program in that way, to take that, step by step, because if I'm going to give you, if I'm going to give you all the information, especially because this is a new trading concept. So you say this. I was used to it something else and so on. So it was not that easy to forget everything and start from zero. So maybe it's even better if you have zero knowledge about this. It will be much more easier to wait and get step by step. But no, if you give to someone all the information in one place, then it's madness in his head. So that's why the mentoring program is built in that way. You started with this, understand how to do backtesting. It's very important. It's boring. It's so boring, guys, for real. Especially if you know how to trade and you already have experience with TradingView and all this stuff. It's super boring. And maybe you say, I didn't pay for someone teaching me how to do backtesting. So it's indeed a little bit annoying there, but I said it's better to do all the steps.
Yeah,
so I can be sure that in the end, everyone got to the exactly same thing. So understand each and every step. And you saw then the next module is something else and build on and build on and build on. And in the end, you will understand the whole picture if you go through all the modules and so on. It was maybe easier for you to understand and so on because you come from a background where you already did businesses and trading and so on. So you assume with the change and stuff like that. But we even right now on free community, people are very stuck into this technical analyst type of thing, and they see me like I have a beef, with technical analysis or It's absolutely not about this, I mean, like you can make money with technical analysis and with so many other trading concepts. Maybe you can confirm this, Chris. Trading based on statistics and probabilities is by far not the only way to make money in trading and and things like this, but it's much more easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah,
So it's not the only way. That is absolutely not about this. It's just about it. It's much more easier.
yeah,
It's about percentages, guys. Think in percentages. Maybe 1% of the people that are trading with technical analysis, they are managed to like make it in the end.
yeah,
No, we're trading based on statistics and probabilities. That percentage of people really get success and get that freedom that I was talking about, be 100% confident to create how many systems you have. That percentage increase a lot. So that's all about, like more people have success because it's much more easier to understand and keep the emotions away, which is like
that's it. And it's also much less time consuming as well. So, I've now got a spreadsheet where I need to put in two numbers for two pairs. So I need to put four numbers in to the spreadsheet. I know exactly what pairs I'm going to be trading today at 1 o'clock. And then the spreadsheet will produce all my levels. I just go and put those into MT5, and then that's it.
that's great. Yeah, that's why people need to understand that, I don't have any problem with anyone that is trading different way, guys. It's not about that. It's just about I want to show you a way that you can understand it much easier. I mean, like that's it, and have that time. For how long? How long it take you to play the trades, Chris?
5 minutes. 5 minutes, really.
Uh, I mean, like it's unbelievable. I know it's very hard, for people that are sitting in front of the charts. Maybe they did this for let's say few years now. That's the only way that you know trading, sitting in front of the charts, analyzing and drawing lines and support levels, liquidity, whatever other trading concept,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to believe that someone actually can really do trading in like 5 minutes. But this is for real the truth, guys. I mean, like uh, it's much more easier and give you much more time to develop other business. I also develop other businesses. I enjoy doing real estate,
Mm.
start building this year and so on. So give me the chance not, just to have the freedom, but even, start building other businesses alongside with this because I have a lot of time for real. I mean, I'm trading for like 10 minutes because I'm trading more pairs than Chris do. You say, Chris, you trade two pairs, yes?
Yeah, I do too. I'm trying to put another trading session in because we agreed to do a scaling plan when I signed up to the mentorship program, and I think my system's not going to quite hit that at the moment. So,
Yeah, so
and
you just
because
need to
of
build.
um,
You can build on the same account, trade two sessions and have, like, for example, two strategies that take you 5 minutes per day on different pairs or even different,
yeah,
commodities,
exactly.
uh, forex, indices, whatever. So yeah, let's give it the time, guys. I mean, for real. If you want to develop other businesses and job, if you have a job, that's absolutely not the problem having a job, but
Yeah,
this
I mean, I don't think there's. I've never come across anything before where you actually start with what time do you want to trade as the question, because it's like normally it's, well, what does the market allow you to do?
Yeah, because everyone is if you search on YouTube, video content, free content, paid courses, it doesn't matter. Everyone is telling you need to go with the market. If the market is telling you this, you do this when the market is gonna tell you. On when I in my trading concept, I trade whenever I want. So I don't care what the market does. I'm trading at 1 p.m. That's
Yeah,
it. It's simple as this. And you can really build your trading system. So that's the first condition, guys, because I posted on YouTube the free for free the two videos to understand the base of the system. So I wanted to give the chance for the people to understand what those conditions actually are.
mm,
So when you start building a system, guys, the first condition that you are choosing is the time. So that's a condition. So basically, you don't the condition that you start is the time. That all the time. You want to choose your own hours to trade. So if you want to trade at 5 p.m., Then that's the first condition. And you basically start building your system to make it profitable to trade at that time. So this is how everything it's working. So that's why we can choose whatever time we want to trade, and that's it. The second condition, if you want to trade, for example, on gold, you trade at 1 p.m. on gold. Those are the first two conditions. And then you start building the conditions and make profitable trading at 1 p.m. only gold. So this is how you build your system, and that's why we can choose the exact hours and pairs that we want to trade on. Maybe Chris, you want to, if you want, of course, maybe you want to, maybe you can share your screen if you want to give us a little bit insight into your trading account. I'll really appreciate if you can do this, and if you want to do this actually, because you also have the capital to trade with. Like I said, those are the two biggest problems, and it doesn't work one without the other one. So that's why I also offer the capital to trade with, because it's something else.
Here, this is the history. So,
Right. So
this is 100,000 account with funding Dynasty, and yeah, that's overall
okay, that's right.
the approach. So at the moment, I mean, this is
So how
started.
much did you make so far?
Say again.
4,000. Oh, all right. So you also did a withdrawal, $3,000.
Yes.
For how long
So
have you trading? You
I've
have
just hit 30 days since I had the account, and I've sort of been properly trading with my strategy for about 3 weeks.
okay.
So yeah, last week was very good. So
So
4,700 in about 3.5 weeks.
that's great. So basically $4,700 profit.
Yeah.
Force withdrawal. Okay, great. Maybe you want to tell us, like, how is to trade someone else's money? How is this different than trading your own money? Maybe you have a little bit of
Well, there's more of it to start with. It's just less emotion involved with it, really. But I think mainly is, I don't know. You still want to protect. I still sort of treat that account with respect, as if it is my own money, because essentially, it's to get another one would be an expensive and time-consuming process. So it's valuable, and you don't want to just completely dismiss that. But yeah, I think it's probably it's really the scale of it that would be completely unachievable any other way, and being able to trade those position sizes to make that level of profit would be just impossible with your own capital, really.
and still respect money management and everything.
Exactly, yeah, because I mean that's trading probably between 0.3 and 0.45%.
So that's the way to go. What's your plan? For example, I mean, like you are staying right now like a 5% per month. Yes, like what you.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to hit 5% a month.
Yeah, so you're up 4%, 4.7%, like is just a matter of probabilities. So you definitely stay at 5% per month with absolutely no problem, which is, $5,000 and so on. It's also the profit split and these things. But tell me, like, what's your plan for, not for the next month, because it's not just about next month. If you think about next month, then there is definitely not a real plan, Tell me, what's the plan that you have for the next years, Chris? I mean, like, I'm talking about years. So not months. What's the plan for next year? Because you have all the knowledge, you have a profitable trading system already. You know now that you can build an infinite of trading systems. You can even go in other markets and so on. $100,000 capital to trade with. This is just the beginning. I mean, like, I'm giving you this to be able, to start making something that can help you out, release from your job and, start making some good money.
Yeah.
Enough for $5,000. In my point of view, in my country, $5,000 is a lot of money. I mean, like, it's for real a lot of money. $5,000, because this is my target that I have for my members. $5,000.
The other thing, George, is it's $5,000, and you're not digging ditches. It's it's not back-breaking labor. It's clicking a few buttons for 5 minutes a day. It's
yeah, but it's still. I think $5,000. It's not good money, but enough money to live in most of the countries in this world. So that's my first target for my members that I want them to achieve. That's why I have uh, this type of account to give them this chance, to liberate themselves much faster from the job and so on. But of course, you need to build up on this. I mean, you cannot stay with $5,000 a month. So what's your plan for the next year?
I haven't really put a definitive plan together, but my sort of objectives would be ultimately to get traded, also to get funded $900,000 within the next 7 months.
Okay.
And then, as far as I'm concerned, then it's just a numbers game in terms of well, firstly, I would probably drop the risk percentage even further at that level of funding. Um, because you just don't need to take the risk. Why bother? You might as well keep the accounts at that stage. And I think the other thing is that the strategies are really easy to put into expert advisors, and to do automated trading. Now, Funding Dynasty doesn't allow EAs, so yeah, that's probably another route that I'll look at is looking at doing more trading, maybe take a few challenges with some other prop firms that do allow EAs, and just try a few strategies that way as well.
Great, because it's these type of systems are quite easy to build an EA based on because of the conditions is much more easier than traditional building EAs. All right. So do you have also plan to maybe build your own capital? Because I mean, like prop trading firms is a bless for all the traders. It doesn't matter, of course. We saw what happened with the other prop firms and so on, but it's still a bless for traders because you can, have enough capital to make money, but also, respect risks, have less emotions, and all this stuff. Do you also plan to build your own account, Chris?
Do you know what? I've not really given that any thought. What would you recommend?
Definitely, my recommendation is to start building your account. When you trade on your own money, it'll give you even more that freedom that I was talking about in the beginning. But of course, it's not something that you need to. Tomorrow, I need to have my own trading account. No, but
Yeah,
this is my recommendation for everyone.
it would
Actually,
make sense,
to
especially.
start building your account. Maybe not now. I mean, like not now with like 100 or a few $100,000 in
Yeah,
funds. But when you get to 1 million, which is sound 1 million, but it's like 1 million in these days to trade with pro firms. That's really, really not that wow. I mean, like it's very achievable. If you have a trading system, it's very achievable. So, when you start having like, you say your target is $900,000. So doing the exactly same things, but, having more capital is just a number game. If you still keep it at 5%, like what I'm saying is you don't need to do anything different. You don't need to create other strategies. You don't need to create the risk. So because we have more capital, just 5% out of 100K is 5,000.
yeah,
200K is 10,000. And that's it until you hit 1 million. 1 million is
yeah.
50K a month.
I
So
think, at that high level of capital, the position sizes would probably become a bit difficult, for particularly if you were doing like a hedge trade strategy. Your position
yes,
size would be
yeah,
a problem, but it's not that difficult to create a new strategy. So you don't have to trade. You don't just have to scale up the same strategy. That's the thing.
exactly. Especially that you can all the time, manage your risk by trading multiple strategies. It's some strategies on that account, some strategies on that account. So there are a lot of ways to actually, scale everything and, diversify the risk and all these things.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I think building your own capital is probably a good idea. As much as anything, like in the UK, you can trade tax free with your own account, so that would be a big bonus as well.
Yes, because that stuff, that's how I'm seeing having your own capital is basically the ultimate level of that freedom that I was talking about in the beginning. Okay, you have the knowledge, you have the trading capital from Poro firms, you know how to build so many other systems and so on. That's great, but you still don't have your own capital. It's the proper capital. That's it. All right.
Yeah,
But in a moment when you have the knowledge and you have your own capital, to trade with, that's the ultimate thing. I mean, like, nobody can hurt you in any way. I mean, like, that's it.
Yeah.
So I really recommend you, Chris.
And it's diversification of risk as well, isn't it? Because, you know, the whole MT5 thing with the US prop firms, and there's all sorts of things that come up. And
yes, there are variables. There are variables that nobody can really control them, all right? So you don't really want to be put into that position. So thank you very much for your interview, Chris. Really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Maybe, you know, people that are watching us, you know, they are in the same position that you were before. Maybe this will help them take a decision. But of course, guys, you know, do your own diligence, watch us for a long time, and you need to put the work into it. Of course, you can trade with Buster Signals. I mean, like, you can join the mentoring program, you get a funded account, you can start making money in the next day with Buster Signals. But this shouldn't be your goal, all right? I mean, like, it shouldn't be your goal. So your goal should be to start building your own strategy and, you know, get to the next step at that level where you really are free of everything.
yeah, I would say, you know, it requires time, but not work. Like, it's not difficult, and the time passes very quickly as well. So it also doesn't feel like a chore when you're actually doing it. It's easy. It's just you need to put the time aside, you know, a couple of hours in the evening, but it's pretty easy to not watch Netflix for an hour in the evening and do that instead.
It's not rocket science. I mean, like, I think so. In my point of view, I mean, I did trading 5 years with technical analysis, and that's for real hard. This, you know, it's for real the easiest way to understand all these things. I mean, like, but I think these days, easy and simple is scary for a lot of people because, you know, they believe if they complicate things, they will make more money. If they think if they will spend more time on watching charts, they will make more money. That was never the case, and that will never be the case.
This is it. I mean, I know that I'm not trading with the best system that I could for the particular pair of the
I mean, like, you are just the beginning, you know, you are just at the beginning. So from this point, the things will be that way. It's just about, you know, finding even more conditions, you know, having your mentor, of course, to speak with and help you out with all you need. And
Yeah.
from this, you can create better and better system with, like, even less and less risk and so on.
Yeah, this is it. So I'm meeting my mentor later this week. So we're going to discuss strategy for a new time period. But yeah, I think, you know, just don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good with it. And, you know, you have enough. I mean, like, I should probably say that I started the program in November. So this is, you know, within 3 months, I'm upgrading.
All right. So thank you for being here, Chris.
No worries. Thanks, George.
Traders, I hope you enjoyed the video and saw how profitable it is to trade based on statistics and probabilities. It took me years to develop this new trading concept, and now thousands of traders are using it and make daily consistent profits. But don't take my word for it and see for yourself. If you want to level up, you can join my free Telegram community. Our members have exclusive access to trading webinars, live Q&A sessions, and proven trading tips that actually work, all for free. We also have a Premium Mentorship Program where I work with traders one-on-one and teach them everything I've learned in 10 years of trading. It's wild. And that's about it. Don't forget to follow us online and to like, share, and subscribe. You will find all the useful links in the description below. See you in the next video.